Khabib Nurmagomedov, arguably one of the greatest of all time in the UFC, with an outstanding record of 29-0, Khabib proved over his years in the UFC to be a dominant force, wrecking and smashing everybody. Khabib is known for his wrestling and his ground and pound ability. Not only is his stand-up out of this world, but his ability to time takedowns and put people on their back, and not only that, but keep them there. We're going to be talking about in this video why Khabib was so dominant and how did he keep everybody down and smash them. Even Conor McGregor, one of the best strikers the UFC has ever seen, he put him on his back, got on top of him and smashed him. And he did that and he made it look effortless. And he eventually got the rear naked choke on the former double champ. One of the biggest stars in the sport, Khabib made look like his son. But how does Khabib do this? Well, in this clip, Khabib shoots a single leg on Conor. Here he's keeping his knee higher than his hips so that he's able to get him bouncing on his off foot. He runs the pipe on Conor and puts him to a hip and shoots in for a double. His head position is important here. Notice how he tries to get his head above Conor's hips and drive him towards the cage. Once Khabib has him on the cage, he shelves the legs, as you can see here with his left leg. This stops Conor's ability to hip out and escape. Conor landing some elbows here, but ultimately he's in a terrible position. Conor does not want to be here and he knows he's in trouble because Khabib has him where he wants him. He further extends his legs so that Conor has no ability to use his powerful hips. Number 2 grappler, Craig Jones, talks about this in his instructional. I have recently studied this, about the process of pinning the knees to stop people's explosiveness. You can watch this on BJJFANATICS because that's what I did. I bought it for $197 and I watched it legally. Anyway, in the video it talks about the power of the hips, and if you can control somebody's hips, you can control them ultimately on the ground, because hips are where explosive movements stem from. The basic trap and roll, we've all seen it. Here we can see one of my teammates, Rory, just smashing me and keeping his leg close to my hip to stop me hipping out, like in this video here. If you're able to bridge up, you're going to be able to sweep the person. Just like as you can see here, you have a lot of power, especially in wrestling. So Khabib understands this, and so in his game he utilizes the cage along with his ability to tie up the legs to trap his opponent. And now the cage really makes it difficult for people to escape, and all it's going to do is tire them out. They're going to become so fatigued that eventually they're going to give up their back or give up a submission and tap out. And that's exactly what we've seen Conor do. He gave Khabib his back and got face smushed, and that was personal, but it all came from his ability to make his opponents give up. He tires them out so much by removing their explosiveness and making them spaz out on bottom by using top pins and keeping their knees to the mat, just like Craig does here in his instructional that you can buy on BJJFANATICS and not stream illegally, which Khabib, along with so many other Dagestani Sambo wrestlers, do to all their opponents. Khabib uses the leg mount ride along with other techniques that I will discuss further to pin his opponents. Another one of these techniques is the Turk. Here you can see him turking his right leg to stop Conor's ability to use his left leg to explode away. When he double legs Conor, he doesn't just put him down on the mat. He uses a combination of high-level Sambo techniques such as the Dagestani handcuff, as you can see in this clip, along with the leg pinning that you can see here. His opponent has no ability to bridge. So to reiterate, he is trapped on the bottom. And this is where Khabib does his best work. He keeps his opponent on the bottom position and makes them carry his weight. Khabib takes people down and looks to trap their legs before he does any ground and pound. This is smart. He understands the explosiveness of his opponent's hips, so he looks to target that problem initially. Once he's pinned the hips, he can then work to put them on their back and ground and pound. He doesn't use side control that often, as he understands that this is a position that requires your hands to pin, so ground and pound would be eliminated. And anytime you go to ground and pound, it's just simply an opportunity for your opponent to escape. One last time we look as he takes Conor down, head higher than his hips, puts him to the cage and immediately shelves the legs. Khabib is one of the greats and he is a GOAT in the sport. He retires as one of the greats at 29-0. It's a shame he retired so early, but you have to respect his decision after his father's passing.
Hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Please subscribe, like the video, or Khabib is going to smash you.